Hey everyone, so in this video, now we're going to talk about writing equations in our second form, point-slope form. So here we have at the top a reminder of what point-slope form is. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And as the name implies, point-slope form is really great when you know two things. When you know the slope and when you know a point. So this form is really going to be our most versatile form. As long as you know a point and a slope, you're good to go. You're going to write an equation in this form. We don't have to change it into slope-intercept form, although it's nice to be able to. But we can leave it in point-slope form. And so it makes writing an equation of a line pretty convenient when you have the right information. All right, so let's take a look at this example 1 here. It says, write an equation of the line that goes through the point negative 3, 7 and has a slope of negative 2/3. So let's make our line chart again. So line, and we've got P, S, and y-intercept, right? Point, slope, y-intercept. And we put 0, comma, blank for the y-intercept. So now I've got to fill in the information that I actually have. All right, so I've got a point, negative 3, 7, and notice it's not a 0 there, so it's not the y-intercept, so I can cross that off. And I'm going to write this in the point spot, so negative 3, comma 7. All right, and I'm also given a slope, negative 2/3, negative 2/3. And so what I notice is I got my 2 out of 3, right? And it's PS, point slope. So I'm going to use point slope form. And so I will start by actually writing point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And remembering that I'm going to fill in a spot for y1 and x1 and m. So I look at the point I'm given, and that's really, I'm looking at the point that I'm given, and that's really x1 and y1. So I will write y minus y1, which is 7, equals m. So equals m. Well, that's my slope. So my slope was negative 2/3 times x minus x1. And for x1, it's negative 3. But wait, minus negative 3 would be plus. So I'm going to change that to a plus right now. X plus 3. And there's my equation. I don't have to do anything else. It's in point slope form. That's the equation of this line. Awesome. Let's do another. So in this equation, we've got write an equation. In this problem, in this example, write an equation of the line. Okay, write an equation. That means I need my line chart. Line, point, slope, y-intercept, 0, comma, blank. Okay, of the line that passes through the points 3, negative 4, and negative 1, positive 4. Neither of those are y-intercepts, so I can cross that off. And I have the 2 points. All right, so I'm going to fill in 3, negative 4, and then negative 1, 4. I've got my 2 points. I should, they don't have a slope, so we don't have 2 out of 3 yet. I need a slope. So I got to use my slope formula, m equals, and I'll do the y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1. So 4 minus negative 4, which turns to plus positive. And x2 on the bottom minus x1, which would be negative 1 minus 3. So I'm going to get 8 over negative 4, which is a slope of negative 2. Hey, now I have a slope. Look at that. I have 2 out of 3, point and slope. Oh, what form should I use? How about point slope form? Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Maybe pause it and fill it in and try it on your own if you want. I'm going to fill in for y1, x1, and m. And when I do that, we get y minus y1. Oh, well, I guess I could use the point that I called y1, 3, negative 4. So we would do y plus 4, because y minus negative 4, equals slope, negative 2, times x minus And then in that same point, x1 would be 3, so x minus 3. And there's my equation. I could have used the other point. It doesn't matter which point you use, so there's really two answers we could do here. And if I use the other point, the 1, negative 4, I would get the equation y minus positive 4, so y minus 4 equals, slope is still negative 2, times x minus negative 1, so plus 1. Either of those is a correct answer. All right, in this third example, now I don't have information given to me in terms of like numbers and words. It's now on a graph, okay? But the directions still say write an equation, so I'm going to start with my line chart. Point, slope, y-intercept, okay. And on the graph here, let's see, I've got 2 points that are like marked for me, so I guess I should use those. Let's see, that one would be negative 3, positive 1. And this one would be positive 2, negative 1. Okay, so let's see, let's fill in what I have. I have points. Neither of them are a y-intercept, so I can cross off that y-intercept spot there. And I'll write down negative 3, 1, and I'll write down 2, negative 1. Okay, I've got points, but I don't have a slope yet, because I need 2 out of 3, and I don't have a slope. So let's use the graph to find the slope. I can go from one point to the other by thinking about rise over run. So I would go down 2 is my rise. So m equals negative 2 over, and then my run would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 2/5. Now I've got points and slope. So again, we'll use point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I'm going to go a little faster this time. My y1, I could use either point, so let's go with the left point there. Y minus 1 equals, my slope is negative 2/5, and then I'm going to plug in for x1, it was negative 3, so plus 3, so x plus 3. There's my answer. My other possible answer, if I used the other point, would be y plus 1 equals negative 2/5 x minus 2. Either of these are good. So those are some examples of writing equations in point slope form. Let's look at some vertical and horizontal lines now. So let's talk about some vertical and horizontal lines. All right, and before we do one of these problems, I'm just going to write down a little picture here. Okay, I'm going to make an equation or a graph of the line that goes through like this. All right, so there's that. Let's go up 2 tick marks and we'll make a line right there. Okay, so there's a horizontal line, right? And if we look at this, I could name a bunch of points on this line. Maybe negative 3, 2, and then negative 1, 2, and then 0, 2, and then 1, 2. What do you notice they all have in common? They're all something, 2, right? So anytime you get a horizontal line, all the y values will be the same. Doesn't matter where the line is, it's because it's always at that same y level. So that's going to give us a little hint about how to do these problems. So all right, example 4, I see write an equation, so I'm going to make my line chart. Okay, 0, blank. And I'm going to fill it in with what I know. Through 0, negative 1, hey, 0, that's a y-intercept. And then negative 3, negative 1, that's a point. So one of the things you should do is anytime you're given 2 points, whether one is a y-intercept or not, check the y-coordinates. If they're the same, we're going to be done in about 10 seconds. They're the same. It's a y-coordinate. So the equation is just y equals negative 1. It's that easy. We don't even have to find the slope, right? Y equals negative 1. Great. That's it. Let's go to the next one. Write an equation, line chart. P, S, Y, intercept. Okay. This time I have 4, negative 2. That's just a point. 4, 3. Also not a y-intercept. But once again, I'm paying attention. And I'm going, hey, any coordinates the same? Yeah, look at that. The x's are both 4. So my equation is x equals 4. Problem done. Okay, last two problems. We got example 6, write an equation, line chart, point, slope, y-intercept. Okay, of the line to the right. All right, well, I look at that line. Slope is undefined because it's vertical. I guess I could pick 2 points. Any 2 points on the line. None of them are y-intercept though, so I'd have to do this. So let's see, that's 3, 0 is my first point there, and then 3, 1. Oh, look at that. Both of the x coordinates are 3. Therefore, my equation is x equals 3, because this line has all x coordinates of 3. We could do the same thing for the line on the right. Write an equation. Really, if you already notice it's a horizontal line, you don't even really need your line chart. Just pick a couple of points. Let's say -1, -1, and then 0, -1. Okay, my y coordinates both -1. Therefore, my equation is y equals -1. So vertical and horizontal lines should be really easy equations to write. All right, thank you guys for watching.